Tuesday's Talking Reds. It's John Gibbons and with Craig Hannan, and Champions League nights are back, which is brilliant. Do you know what, mate? All season so far, I've been saying, do you know what? I'm not that bothered about the Champions League, and now it's here. I've turned out I am.
I know, yeah. I know. I think it was one of those things where it sort of crept up on us because this run we've got going in the league, it's felt like every game that we've got to, and every weekend it's been like, right, another 4 in a row, 5 in a row, let's keep these wins going, and then and the Champions League's now here, and it's like it's probably the most exciting game of the group, because like last year I sort of felt like we didn't really get that big sort of marquee game, did we really, in the group stages? We had to wait until the knockouts, which we got plenty of them, but even still, I can't believe Roma was 4 months ago, that home game in Roma. So hoping for a similar atmosphere and a similar result as well. That'd be good.
Yeah, PSG are obviously banging form. They're 100% same as Liverpool, and as Craig just said there, it's the tie of the round, and that's nice. I mean, it was nice last year when we had an easy-ish group to get through, and we touched a bit lucky really. This time we would always likely to get a big name, and PSG is the one we've got. It's great because it's a team that we haven't played for a long time. I think it's the late 90s, and PSG are obviously a very different outfit now to what they were then. It's a lot of players who we've not seen before, and some really intriguing battles. I mean, the Sean fellas put here, Trent and Robertson versus Neymar and Mbappe. It's going to be a big test for them, but hey, they've passed all the tests they've thrown at them so far.
Exactly. Look, I'm not going into the game sort of worrying about that. I'm excited to see. I've never seen Neymar and Mbappe in the flesh, so
I think they're excited to see you as well, mate.
Yeah,
you know
I'm sure
what I mean?
they will. Yeah,
see what the Hannan fella's all about.
That's your Hannan and his mates. Hear how loud they are. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. But to be honest, I want a result, and I want Robertson to lift both Mbappe and Neymar as high into the air of a tackle as he possibly can. That's what I'm relying on. I think I've seen a lot of people talk about PSG's 100% record, but we've got a 100% record, and I've gone through some of the teams that they've beaten. I'm not sure they're real teams, John.
Go on.
I'm going to be honest. Nimes.
Yeah.
Angers.
I think it's pronounced Neem.
Okay. Is that Cans? These aren't real teams.
Just because you can't pronounce them.
So look, I don't think we should be going into this game sort of worried or scared, and I think that's that sort of shift in mentality and the change that sort of Jurgen Klopp's brought since he's been at the club, but in particular over the past 12 months, and feels like, although we get beaten Kiev, that the momentum of that run is just going to carry on into this one, and hopefully that starts with a win tonight.
Hopefully. It'll be interesting to hear what the atmosphere is like tonight. We're obviously all expecting it to be good, but it is a group stage game, so maybe not quite the edge on it that you get from a knockout game. But Thomas Tuchel's manager's there now, which I found out last week.
Don't give the game away.
And he's obviously experienced the Anfield atmosphere before. He was the manager at Dortmund when Liverpool turned that round quite brilliantly in the Europa League run. He said you could never feel comfortable against Jurgen's teams. You can never feel comfortable in Anfield. He said about the 4-3 game, I can't explain it. If you could explain it, then something logical would have happened. It was an amazing night, wasn't it? And it was the night where you really felt the power of Anfield, and it's not just a racket from minute one. It's not just, singing, throughout. It's that feeling where we can feel the game's turning, and we feel like we're going to make the most of this. We're going to get in amongst it, and when Anfield feels like that for those 5 or 10 minutes, there really isn't anywhere like it.
Exactly. That you feel as if you're making a difference. You're not on the pitch. You're just watching it, but you're making a difference. And we've heard so many players talk about that, and we've, in particular, the Dortmund players after that game, just say they could almost feel it coming, and hopefully we see more of that. I love how it's Thomas Tuchel, but it's also the same ref as that game, which I found quite funny. And yeah, thinking back to that game, the post-match show after that one was one of the liveliest, I'd say. There was a bit of nudity from you, John, wasn't there?
I mean,
the listeners didn't have the opportunity to see that, which is disappointing. We've got videos, we've got cameras and stuff now, which is good, so we'll capture any of that. Will you promise any nudity if we win?
I mean, it's too early in the run for nudity. I think, you know what I mean.
Keep the nudity for the
knockouts. Where are you going to go if you're naked in September? Then what moves have you got to make? You know what I mean? I'm a bit like the coach meets and stuff like that. I'm going to hold a little bit back. But
you've heard this. He's promised us nudity in the knockout stages.
That isn't what I said.
Well, you've essentially said that. But yeah, I think that's again, that's another thing that excites me about these big games, is that like after we do the post-match show, and it's always a bit leery and a bit excitable, and if we can start this run with a big win, and do you know what? Even the type of game that I think it's going to be makes it even more exciting as well. Just because it's the two best front threes in world football at the minute. So I'd imagine there's going to be goals in this one. Hopefully, just more from the lads in reds.
Yeah, fingers crossed, and fingers crossed that'll happen. As Craig's alluded to there, we'll be covering it throughout the day. So across all our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, will all be on there, taking in the atmosphere and getting in right amongst it as we always do. Then straight after the game, there'll be the post-match show, which is for audio for the podcast subscribers. That'll be out as soon as we can. We're recording it in Hotel T, which is right to the ground, so hopefully that'll be out fairly quickly. Also, all year this year, we started doing more video content, so there'll be a post-match pint, which Gareth Roberts will be leading the video content, and he'll be talking about everything that's gone on the game, and he'll have a different group of people together, and that'll be going up on our YouTube channel as soon as possible as well. So yeah, just get in amongst it with us, you know what I mean, telling the story throughout the season from the heart of it, and yeah, no better place to be than with us, isn't that right, Craig Hannan?
All of the messages there, really liked it. No, you're completely right, and like we've said, it's only a group game. It's only the first game. If you lose, it's not a massive. It's not a massive deal. We're not all worrying that we're not going to qualify for the next round. But equally, the run that this team are on at the minute, and how the positivity that's surrounding this club, it just sort of will take it to a new level if we're able to beat PSG. And I think one of the things that we were saying after the post-match show at the weekend was that it feels like Liverpool have been getting results, but not necessarily playing to as high a standards as we've seen and as we know they can. And I think that there's going to be one of these games where they just explode, and be incredible for that to happen against PSG. And I like this. One of the things Wolsey said here is that people said for ages that Anfield was dead and that we couldn't generate boss atmospheres, and then he's asked, was that bollocks? And two, how important was last season in making people believe again? I think that's. When you think about Jurgen Klopp as a manager at Liverpool, he's not won anything, but think of some of the nights that we've had as fans, both within Anfield and especially on that European run last year. So I'm hoping. I know it's just a group game. I'm just dying for another one of those atmospheres, especially after the last one where I stood beside Wolsey, and it was Roma, and we were 5 up, and his face was just like, what is this? Just could not believe what we were watching, and imagine that happens again tonight.
Imagine if it does. Whatever happens, we'll be there to cover it. So get involved in everything the Anfield Lab's doing, not just tonight, but also across the season. But in the meantime, that's been me and Craig. We're talking Reds. See you tomorrow. We'll be hungover.
We tore them apart for me, and this is one of our rivals, if you like, for a top 3, top 4 place. They aspire to be at the very top of the league, just like we do. They're building a new ground. They aspire to be a big club. And I know Wijnaldum said after the game that it isn't a statement as such, and that's fine. That's how he sees it, and that's how they're talking in the dressing room. But it is. It is for me, because you think last season that we only get 1 point away from home against the big 6 clubs, if you like, and we've already topped that now by going there and winning. It is a statement, because I think up to now, everyone's been saying over and over again, there's more gears for Liverpool to go to. On the day when they click, they'll absolutely blow someone away, all this kind of stuff. This is another level now. And I was really pleased that Klopp just come out in front of it and went, that's the best we've played. Because, obviously people will try and say, there was the penalty situation and conceding late's not great and all this sort of stuff, and wastefulness in front of goal. Understandable points. But nevertheless, we've gone to Wembley and dominated against Spurs, created all the chances, created all the big chances, had more on target than them, and controlled the game. I mean, they had the ball for ages, but they didn't do anything with it. They were hoofing it. And when Spurs are resorting to hoofing it because they don't want to go through our midfield, then you're doing something right.
It's saying that Wijnaldum says it doesn't want to be a statement win, it's just 3 points. I think that firstly says something about Liverpool's mindset. But the other way in which it looks like a statement result to me, Paul, is how far away Spurs look to us. That it's a double-edged sword, this. It's not just the idea of don't Liverpool look as though they've got a bit about them. There was, Spurs were 3 out of 3. They were 3 wins out of 3, and now they find themselves 3 wins out of 5, where Manchester City have got 13 points on the board, Chelsea have got 15 points on the board, Liverpool have got 15 points on the board. And they've also still got to come to Anfield, as basic as that might sound after 5 games to say that, but they've still got to come to Anfield and get something. And that, if they want to be around us, and that's not to write them off or anything like that, but there was a bit of, when the final whistle actually went, one of the things that went through my head was Spurs might not be our business now, and that's a mad place to be this early in this campaign.
Yes, Spurs not being our business might become true over the next few weeks. We'll have to see how sort of they bounce back. It's a statement performance from Liverpool, that really, because I was at Wembley last year for around 60 minutes before I couldn't see any more. It was quite incredible, actually, the sort of mindset shift that was quite apparent in the way the two teams had lined up. And I think Liverpool have played 34 Premier League games since the last time they were at Wembley, and the difference is phenomenal.